Baby is sleeping. I just took a nap. I am well enough to do this Q&A, so let's do it. I loved having our doula with us in the hospital because I was still having contractions. Like, I was 5 centimeters dilated while I was in triage. So she was really helping me work through those contractions and like massaging me and kind of like being there for me during that time. And Kyle was too. It just made the entire experience so much less scary. And I'm sure you guys have heard this before, like when you're in labor, like even when you get the epidural, you're alone a lot of the time. Your doctor, the nurses, they're not like chilling with you. So it was nice to have someone there with you like the whole time, aside from Kyle. Someone who like knew what was going on, and when nurses would come in and like tell me something, or you know, something was like a machine was beeping and I would be like, oh my God, like what's happening? She'd be like, oh, like don't worry, that's the battery to like this machine. Like it was just nice to have someone in there who like knew what was going on and like massaging you and coach. The epidural put in did not hurt. It was really hard to sit still because I was having contractions, and by that point like you just want pain relief so bad, so you kind of don't care. They numb the area first before they put in like the big old needle. So I did lose my mucus plug. I actually went to my doctor's office the morning I was in labor. I didn't want to go straight to the hospital, so I just went to her office to find out how dilated I was, and she told me I was 3 centimeters. And then right after she gave me an exam, I lost it. Fine, and I showered like 3 times a day while I was there because like just being in the shower made me feel good and my body feel better. First, number 2, just make sure you take the stool softeners. But I like asked my doctor, I'm like, am I gonna blow a stitch? And she's like, no, I promise you, you're fine. So just trust your doctor. And like, I feel like my last story like makes it seem like it's like all fine and dandy. It was totally scary and didn't feel good or anything like that, but it was fine. We got through it. I only pushed for 15 minutes and I was like so happy about that. It just like happened so fast. And I expected that to be a lot harder. I absolutely hated being in triage, and I very much disliked being in a hospital and being like poked and prodded at so much. So yes, I did tear. I got a 2nd-degree tear down there. I didn't feel it when it happened. I had an epidural. I will say the stitches in that situation down there is probably the most uncomfortable thing that I'm feeling right now physically. But yeah. I like to think yes. Like I was literally doing deadlifts the day before I gave birth with my trainer. So I do think that it helps staying active throughout my entire pregnancy, or that's my hypothesis. Unclear. I'm waking up every 2 to 3 hours to breastfeed. So of course that's part of it. But then I'm having trouble falling asleep after I breastfeed because I'm very, very like anxious and shaky. And very, very, very wired. So I just like, it was like beyond words. I was so tired, meaning like the first 2 to 3 days. And then today I feel a lot better because I slept like 4 hours and I took a nap today, but I have been having major issues sleeping, not even because of the baby and like breastfeeding. I'm using the Medela Symphony. That was the one that they had in the hospital as well. And I rented it directly through Medela. Look like 19, 20 weeks pregnant or so. Like I still have like a little belly and like a little bump, but I'm not really concerned about it right now. Like it goes down a little bit every single day, and I'm not really like over analyzing my body right now. I'm just trying to like recover.